Welcome back to Antimatter Chemistry. Today we're going to get into chapter 2 almost immediately, which means we're going to put down these evaporators and dump them full of, like, I think they're 8 buckets of water each or something like that. They're more like 10 maybe. Yeah, 10 buckets of water. So you can get some mineral salt out of them. So we can do that with all 4 of these. And we don't need 4, but I decided to just go ahead with 4. And we'll get some of that. So let's just put that mineral salt away for a minute. And there's also this side quest area down here. You'll see over here, it says you take this initial quest, just a checkbox quest, and at the top it says dem hops. Basically, you hop up and down or jump up and down, and you get a slime sling and a slime boots. No. We're not using slime boots on this map. Definitely not. No. If you haven't used them before, they make you bounce, and the slime sling makes you fly off in a whatever opposite the direction you fired in. So yeah, that's not happening. But we can of course take the reward, but we're just not going to use it. So here we go with a Tears of Gamers. Yes, cry with your salty tears. We get some rewards: an iron sharpening kit, a crescent hammer, and another speedy hopper. So it's intended that we get lots of automation going clearly pretty soon. And well, not too many quests. I don't think we can get all these done in one episode, but we'll see what we actually get on with. So craft a stack of grey and orange antimatter. So the grey antimatter we made last episode, it's relatively straightforward to make. You just wrap a ring of 8 white antimatter with the carbon. And let's just see what the orange is. That's with copper. So copper we need to get from copper chloride or other stuff. Is there anything more accessible than that? Oh, look, mineral salt. So the mineral salt we get, well, obviously, sodium chloride, we get salt. We get some lithium, we get some potassium chloride, iron, yeah, and magnesium, iron. So that's a much better source of iron. Yes, it's 5%, but it's 5% of something that just comes from water. So once we have infinite water just feeding into these evaporators, we'll have a constant source of iron, copper, zinc, and magnesium, which will be quite good. Well, assuming we can actually feed, unless assuming these are automatable. Are they empty? They're nearly empty. Okay, so why don't we just dump all of that? Where did I put it? Let's put it over here somewhere, didn't I? Yep. Let's grab a couple of stacks and dump you in here, and off it goes. So potassium chloride and other bits and pieces. So copper is what we're going to be needing for the stack of orange antimatter. That, of course, is also going to need white antimatter. So I want to, yeah, you see, how am I going to get more antimatter? More white antimatter specifically? Because I have this tower, but as soon as I get down to the very bottom of the tower, it seems like the sort of thing that, yeah, we're going to need more of. So hopefully there is a way to get more of it. Light grey antimatter, grey antimatter. They've only got one recipe. Black antimatter. Maybe there's, well, loot crates? So there's a possibility to get a 6% chance of white antimatter from loot crates. Okay. We'll have to see how we get along with that. But in the meantime, that means I need to dig with my iron pickaxe. In the meantime, however, I'm going to dump all the stuff in here. Or we got the E02 stuff. That all needs power to store stuff, so we need a renewable way of getting power in order to use that, really. So I will come back to that in a minute, but off to grab some antimatter first of all. There's our quest complete. We've got those colourful antimatter blocks, and then we get an iron hammer, and we get some more iron sharpening kits. So this antimatter material is so bizarre. Its properties seem to change when I dye it different colours. Good. So yeah, iron hammer will get us a diamond. Good. Does that actually have any effect on antimatter, I wonder? If I just pop down here and just hit it, is it got the same effect you'd expect? It's just a 3x3. Yeah, so we can actually just mine this a little bit easier. Let's just put that back for now. So yeah, easy mining, but since we're on a tall pillar, perhaps not quite so useful, but at least I can have it in my inventory. And what can we actually use this antimatter for, I wonder? We can dissolve it back into its component parts, back to the tungsten we got before. And 2 of 1, there's nothing there. So we can make antimatter covers. Not interested in that. Nor am I interested in anything else. So yeah, I guess the dark, we just really want it for tungsten back. How about the orange? Will we get anything back. We get a much higher chance of copper than what we put into this, basically, because we converted it from white. So just like we get more tungsten, well, we're going to get tungsten by bringing this back out again. So yeah, that's probably the only use for that as well. So yeah, lots of copper and lots of tungsten. Okay, so then we get two different directions. We get red antimatter, and we get even more red antimatter if we do this. Some magical dust, and then wooden energy for furnace generators. So red antimatter is going to need iron oxide and some more white. And iron oxide, as you might imagine, is going to be combined with iron and oxygen, 2-to-1 ratio, which should be quite easy. So we already have iron, we have plenty of it. I've got 154 of it, so we get 16 of that, and let's just get some oxygen. Let's just get 8 oxygen in our magical test tubes. Oh no, I really need to lock the recipe before I do that. Let's get some more iron. And make sure I don't shift click in. I want to make sure this is set up correctly. Will that actually take? That won't take. That's slightly. I guess I could just pause it. Yeah, lock the recipe, and there we go. We can just pause it. So resume, and there we go. We get iron oxide. Yep, that seems to be the right way to do things. And did I get that recipe wrong? Iron oxide. Did I just get that? Oh, right. Okay, it's not 2-to-1. It's 2-to-3. Okay, so for 16 of the former, we're going to need 24 of the latter. I've used 8, so we just need some more oxygen, etc., stuff like that. So let's just get 16 oxygen and just dump that in. And pause, resume. Will you not resume? Pause. I know you have power. Resume. There's some weirdness with that going on when that happens, but iron oxide. So 8 iron oxide should be enough, along with some white antimatter to get us that quest. And then the follow-up is magical dust, just create 20 redstone. So we can already have a look. Presumably the red antimatter is just going to give us redstone. But let's take a look. If we just go through crafting, combiner, yeah, it's going to be strontium carbonate along with iron oxide. Strontium carbonate is going to be strontium and carbonate, as you might imagine. Are we going to be able to get any of that from what we already have? No. Red antimatter. Here we go. So iron oxide, strontium, and silicon dioxide. So we just need the carbonate side. So you would hope, yeah, there's calcium, and we can get the calcium from salt. Remember, we get. Oh, hang on. Can we get calcium from salt? How are we going to dissolve that? No, we don't have that. We don't have lapis. We don't have lapis lazuli or condensed milk. Interesting. I guess that's one way of getting calcium, from milk. Andesite. No. Okay, so how are we going to get calcium carbonate, I wonder? Sponges? No. Anything that we can actually get through here? Lots of sand. Alabaster, no. So we're clearly going to have to get some kind of stone to actually get that working, but that's fine. Let me go and get another stack of white antimatter from down. We're going to need elevators on this map, clearly, but I am going to be building outwards once I generate enough stone. We can generate stone already. I just haven't done it yet, and we'll do that so you can see how far down I've already dug. Yeah, we need more of the white version, really, than anything else. So, yep, I'm going to keep digging, and we'll come back for the red antimatter. Okay, so here goes with some more white antimatter, and here goes with some iron oxide. So we get some red antimatter, there we go. And if we just have a look at that from the dissolving of this, we're going to get iron oxide, we're going to get strontium, and we're going to get silicon dioxide. So we're going to put that straight through, I think, and just see what we get out of this. So strontium, we should have quite a bit of it, and we have lots of other stuff as well. So we get enough iron oxide for it to be self-fulfilling, as long as we have a supply of white antimatter, which we don't right now. But, you know, we're working on it. And let's put the iron oxide up there. I need to obviously rearrange this, but that's fine for the red antimatter. And we get some more red antimatter, because why not? And then let's just dump that there, because why not? So we are going to need to farm some wheat fairly soon to actually get a renewable source of food going. Mainly for the generation of power more than anything else. Yes, we do need to create the redstone. And turns out to be quite easy. I was just missing this recipe, just carbon and oxygen. Really helps if you remember the description of carbonate 8 being bonded with oxygen. So yeah, so we have some carbon. So we've only got 2, but that means I can get I guess 3 of, well, is it 6? 1, 3? I just forgot, obviously. Pause you both in there. Let me just make sure that's the right recipe. So carbonate. And yes. Yeah, it's just 1 to 3. Good. Let's put it there. There. And there we get a couple of carbonate. We can combine that with the strontium. And again, hopefully that is, yep, just exactly as you expect. Strontium, carbonate. Resume. And we get some of that. That also then means we can just grab a couple of iron oxide. A couple of iron oxide. Yep. And that should make everything we need. So strontium carbonate with strontium. Strontium carbonate with iron oxide, we get redstone. Good. That will only give us a small amount, but we will get some redstone. Now we need to do more of that. We need 20, so I'm going to do the rest off camera, but you get the idea. You've got that point, and that will give us basically an energy cell, which we can use as a battery for any power. And then beyond that, we're going to get into crafting furnace generators. So early game power from stuff that burns rather than stuff that you need to eat. There we go. All of our redstone is being created. When we don't run out of food source, yeah, I am quickly running out of bread to feed in to this thing, so I will need to put down basically some crops fairly soon. And we should be able to grow those the same way we did before. So there's our 20 redstone, and that gets us a energy cell basic. Not that we're wasting the power at the moment, but yeah, we're going to need that fairly soon. And then craft 2 furnace generators. Oh, look, more ways to get energy. Yes, that's exactly what we want. And it's going to need some iron, which we've already got. Machine block, which is more iron, and well, any chest if you like. Yes, we need 2 of these furnace generators. So we need some furnaces with some cobblestone. Cobblestone we can already make with silicon dioxide, and that's really, really simple. Do I have silicon dioxide by a lot? Is that silicon dioxide? I do. Okay, so let's just put that together. You can go right there. That'll generate me some cobble. And let me just take that back out again. We've got enough cobble there with that, so we can just get a few furnaces sorted out. I'm going to generate just 2. I'm just going to keep it exact and just not waste anything, at least not at this early stage of the game. And then we're going to want iron. Of course, I've got 2 stacks of, well, 2 stacks of 64 moles of iron, which you can, of course, turn back into iron just by putting it in the top left slot. However, that's only 4 iron, which is not very much. So, yeah, we are probably going to need more iron, which is going to need a few more of, I think it's going to be salt. Is it the salt that we're getting the iron from? So, recipe for iron. Am I getting it from the salt? Mineral salt? Yeah, that's where I'm getting it from. So, yep, 5% chance. So we can just keep filling that up. And we, of course, we get lots of other elements as well. But that can just keep on passively generating me stuff in the background. So 7 of the iron ingots. And we don't want the furnace generator. So furnace generator. Where are you? There you are. Extra utilities. So we need a machine block. And we need, well, we need... unfortunately, 9 iron just for 1 of them. So I'm going to need to evaporate some more stuff. So I should have enough iron for 1 of the 2 furnace generators now, and that will get us going. So we'll get the this one done. In fact, we've got 4 machine blocks from this, so that will save some of the iron. I don't quite... maybe I do have enough. Well, I have enough for 1. I don't have enough for a second one. I'm going to need 3 more iron to get a second one, but I still have the machine blocks, so that will come in useful. The iron, I tried the salt approach, but it's just so slow. It needs to be automated before we can actually use this. So, you know, by all means, you can grab them. It just pays more to just go and excavate more antimatter. However, there is a limit to that, and I'll show you that in a second, unless it's just my view distance. But let's just put this down here, and you'll see there's generate stuff. And in here, we do get some iron, but it's not quite enough. You can see we get a lot more sodium chloride and other stuff like that. So, yeah. Now, I did go and put down a farm, and it's right there. You'll see it's building outwards from the main sort of tower with the sort of less useful light grey stuff, and we got regular wheat going, and the sugarcane that was up here. The regular wheat is actually turned out to be quite useful because that turns into flour, wheat, and you can turn that straight into bread. as you normally would with any vanilla recipe. And bread, of course, you can burn to actually get some power. So that's straightforward and a good upgrade. So yeah, do we actually get anything straight from seeds, I wonder? Can we dissolve the seeds? We can get cellulose directly from those, which obviously turns into carbon and oxygen, etc. And we can combine that together with other stuff. Is there anything I immediately want? Well, I would like dirt, but we need kaolinite for that, and that needs aluminium oxide, which we don't have. So we can't really do that. I guess, well, we don't have that either, so we can't do cactus. We could get to potato, if I remember rightly. So if we wanted that, well, we can certainly create sugarcane, but we already have that. We don't have beta carotene. We can already get apples and stuff like that. We can get birch, which actually may be a nice improvement over oak. It's a nicer sort of tree to get to deal with. Otherwise, we can just combine cellulose back up to wood. So yeah, either way, we can get stuff going. So we can convert seeds directly into wood. I'm not going to worry about it. No, I'm not going to worry about it just yet. We need to get this second furnace done. So I'm going to, well, I have a little bit of white antimatter. We need tungsten to actually finish that off. And you see I've got 21 tungsten here. So will this get me enough? I doubt this will actually get me enough. Let me just dump you in there, though. 11. Okay, that's still not enough. No, it's not even stacked with anything else. So I'm going to go and excavate some more. And there's our wonderful second furnace generator. So we have 2 of them. I need to pick them both up in order to pick up the quest, however. So let's just pick that one back up. There we go, wooden energy. And we have both of those. So I'll put one there. And then technically, I guess we can put another one somewhere else. Yeah, do we still want the culinary generator? Why don't we just replace that for now? I want it back, though. Yeah. And let's just use the furnace generators. Seems to be useful. We can also put the culinary generator back if we need it in the future. But it'd be nice to keep that for, you know, it's just its own purpose for eating, as you normally would. So that's that quest done, and that's that entire arm of Chapter 2 done. We get some item duct. Oh, good. And servos. Oh, that'd be so nice. Now, do we actually get any fluid duct? Can we make fluid duct? Because it's, well, it's not so much fluid duct that I want, is the infinite water source. So, water. Can I make the... I'm not going to be able to make the endeavour, am I? Endeavour? Nope. Oh, endeavour, 2 words? No, just single word. How about infinite water source? Infinite water? Yeah, it is in game from Nuclear Craft. But it requires stuff that we don't have a chance of making yet. So that's right out. But we have the ability to get item duct, so that's good as it is. Starting to clean up a little bit up here. We're going to clean up a lot more. I would like it. Well, I wish that this pack had the mod that you can pick stuff up. You know, shift right click doesn't work. So I may even add that to the pack. That may even be worthwhile adding as a separate actual mod. I can never remember what it's called. If someone knows, put it in the comments down below, please, because it is a very, very useful mod. Just saves you breaking stuff, really. So that's pretty cool. And our little tiny storage drawer system is hardly working right now because it's full of lots of stuff, mainly hydrogen. Loads of hydrogen builds up. So yeah, it's probably worthwhile you having at least one overflow chest, and we'll do even more there just to get things going. And you can come with me, and then we'll have a double chest on top of each other. So that will neaten everything up. There we go. I'm sure we'll replace those soon. Do we have crates in the pack? Do we have crates? We do not have typical crates, at least they're not the ones I'm used to. So maybe we'll just have to go to digital storage pretty soon. Okay, so that lets us move on to more colors. So we need to make black and pink antimatter. Mainly the pink leads on to, I think, the pink generator. Yeah, it gives you the pink generator and speedy hopper too. So black antimatter and pink antimatter are next up. Black antimatter is just carbon, so that's going to be really trivial. The pink antimatter is magnesium, and we may already have enough of that as well. Magnesium. We do definitely have enough for that. We just need more white antimatter. So I'm going to need to go and grab some more of that. And then I just need another stack, basically, which won't take me very long. So I'll be back in a second, and then we'll craft both of those and get a pink generator. I'm not sure I'm going to need a pink generator, but I guess it's nice to have more forms of power. I'm not sure kind of best thing is for that. And basically, if you don't worry what the pink generator does, anything that's pink that gets put into it gets converted into power. So yeah, if you have that, feel free. But yeah, I'm not going to worry about it just yet. Okay, we should have more than enough now. So if we just grab the antimatter, just antimatter, we should go for pink, and that is enough for 1 stack. And then we just go for black. That's grey. We want black for another stack. So that's both of those. That gets us that quest done, and we get a pink generator, and we get a speedy hopper 2, and then we get things opened up. So we need aluminium oxide, we need magnesium oxide, and we need potassium chloride, and we then get towards obsidian. So any of these have good rewards. They all just, oh well, iron sharpening kit, iron wand, obviously iron wand for building stuff, clearly, and blocks of coal. Yeah, that's not great. If you're having trouble with this quest to accept, try opening a chest and resync your inventory. So the same thing with all of those. So yeah, we just need aluminium oxide. Then that takes us towards obsidian, which gets us a diamond pickaxe, which is nice, an obsidian breaker. Interesting. I wonder why we need an obsidian breaker. That'll be interesting to find out. Then come back. Now would be a good time to use the set home command before you wander away from your base. In fact, right now, why don't we just use set home, just so that we do that. There we go. Home set. And yeah, there we go. So cool. All right. So we could use this pink antimatter and pink generator. What happens if we dissolve it, however? What do we get? We got magnesium, phosphorus, and carbon. Okay, and for black, we get aluminium, which we're going to need, carbon, and tungsten, and we get 8% tungsten. But more importantly, we should get half of it in aluminium, which is what we're going to need for aluminium oxide. So we're going to dissolve it. Yep, we're going to dissolve all of it. And what did we say for that? Magnesium, phosphorus. Are we going to use phosphorus? We're going to use phosphorus. We're going to get phosphate from it. Glowstone will be useful. So yeah, I think I'm going to, because we've already got a way to generate power, I'm not going to put that in the generator. I'm going to just convert it back. So we get 39 aluminium. So aluminium oxide in that case is just obviously going to be aluminium and oxygen. But I just want to see the ratio. We want 2 to 3. So I probably want something like 48 oxygen or so. Then we've got more than enough of that. So if we just pause it and dump all the aluminium in, all the oxygen in, and resume, we should start getting aluminium oxide. And how much do we need of that for the quest? We need 80. Wow. Okay, so I definitely need some way of generating antimatter at some point. Because, oh, I didn't actually show you this. Yeah, I was going to show you. If you're playing on this map along with me, pop out to where you've built out for a farm and look over the edge. I want to look over the edge about here, I think. Yeah, so you can see down there, it gets to a point right there where it turns to all white further down. Now, right now we're at Y level 87. So I don't know if that's just the view distance. It could be. Or it could be that tower stops. Now, I haven't got down there yet, but I am not too far away. So yeah, we definitely need some other way of causing us to get antimatter. And I am perfectly fine with trees for getting wood, but yeah, we have other needs as well. So that's going to go there, and then we will just pick up the usual sort of stuff and just run around here. Nice, easy farming for wheat, which turns, obviously, we can use our culinary generators, or more importantly, we can just eat it, and that's very useful. Okay, so I'm going to go and craft what I need to. Let's just take a look at the others. We've got aluminium oxide, a few of them. Yeah, or at least they're grouping up upstairs. Magnesium oxide is going to clearly be the same, so that's going to be easy. Potassium chloride we haven't looked at, but obviously potassium and chlorine, and we have to get those from other things. Potassium is not too hard, I would have thought. I think we already got some form of it already, and I think that's upstairs, so I need to go and check that out first. Another 3 of those quests, the hardest one by far is the aluminium oxide one. So I started with the worst one. If we just go and get this, we'll get some aluminium and we'll get some oxygen. Let's pause this, make sure I put everything in the right place. And if we resume that, we should actually, I need a bit more oxygen, but that should have started. Occasionally this thing does stick. It's a little bit annoying, but and we'll get it started. There he goes. So we only need a few more of those and we should get the quest. It does say if you have problems succeeding, just open a chest and you'll see it gets the quest. It just needs to resync the inventory for this system. So you'll see I've done all three. Magnesium oxide is just magnesium and oxygen, and we have both of those right there. And then potassium chloride, we just get that as a result of one of the other things that we do when we just disassemble the salt. We get quite a bit of potassium chloride, so we don't need anything to actually do that. So that's 3 quests done. So we get some iron sharpening kits. We get an iron 1, which we've already got, and the block of coal, which actually is quite useful in the furnace generators. If you have coal, if you basically go from 9 coal up to 10 equivalent, but you only pay 9 in terms of cost of coal, you will get the 16,000 ticks, so you can use that to charge a battery. And of course, I've pretty much got this down here. Let's just dump this other block of coal in there, and that will charge and of course recharge all the machines. So it is kind of useful to have. And yeah, so that's that got. We need to get 10 obsidian. How are we going to get obsidian in this pack? Okay, we just need to combine. Oh, conveniently the stuff we've just been creating: aluminium oxide, potassium chloride, magnesium oxide, and silicon dioxide. So yeah, all the stuff we just got. So let's just get that back out. And it did want us to create 80 of this stuff. So maybe that is an indication of how much of this stuff we actually need. Let's just get 80 magnesium oxide. We need where did I put the rest? Is it in my inventory still? Yeah, so aluminium oxide, magnesium oxide, and what's the rest? Okay, so potassium chloride, we need 80 of that, and we just need 24 silicon dioxide for every single piece of obsidian. Yes, this may take a little while, but that shouldn't take too long. So potassium chloride is up here. Yeah, so let's just get a couple of stacks of it. In fact, well, let's just get the same as the rest. There we go. And we'll just put that back. So we got that all sorted out. And 3 there, 3 there. By the way, since it's 8 per, you imagine 80, which is what we needed, will get us 10 blocks for obsidian. So you know where this is headed, don't you? Or at least you should know where this is headed. You should know where this is headed. Okay. And the final thing, what was it now? The final thing was silicon dioxide. So we're going to need a lot more. We're going to need basically 240 silicon dioxide. And I have 120. So I'm going to need more of it. Okay. Where was that actually created? Silicon and oxygen. Well, what we get for it. How did we actually create it in the first place? Let's see. Combination silicon and oxygen, but that's not how we did it. I think we did it by deconstructing stuff. Is there anything in here? Was it just one of the antimatters? It probably was just one of the antimatters. It's probably easier to do it the other way around. Let's just look at white antimatter. What do we get? We get silicon dioxide. So yeah, we just need to disassemble some antimatter. So let's just dump that in there. You'll see there's plenty of tungsten in there. That's quite valuable and useful. So silicon dioxide, I'm going to need a lot of antimatter. Wow. Okay, yeah, that's going to take a while, but we can lock the recipe and then start it. So pause this in, and we need the obsidian. So let's just add that to favorites, obsidian, and add that in. So obsidian is just going to be them in that order. So I want the pink, then the orange, then the yellow. I think that was right. Yep. And then this, and we'll lock that as the recipe. And then we can resume, and it's going to start, well, it would start generating obsidian, but it's sort of a bit problematic at the moment. We're going to generate 3. We're going to need 10. Off to go and get more antimatter, I think. Let's see how far this goes. I have to get 6, so I'm going to need a bit more antimatter. Yeah, I did also check. I went further down. It does seem to keep continuing, so I presume that's going to continue all the way to the void at Y level 0. I got down to Y level 43 or so, and it was still going down then, so we should be safe to go all the way down. You'll see I've been starting to clear at the walls, just in the sort of corners where my steps aren't. So I can't accidentally run over the edge while I'm being over enthusiastic down here. Okay, this should be the final amount. There we go. We got 10 obsidian, and I guess is that quest. I also have some mineral salts. I'll just dump those in there. And that gets us a diamond pickaxe, which we're probably going to need to use. And obsidian, yeah, well, whether we're going to use that is something else entirely, but that's a good point to set home. That's almost a suggestion that we might die or something. I don't know why that would happen. So make another portal and go in, and we get basically a 4K storage cell. So I will be happy about that. Of course, we got to go and visit the Nether. So that's a good point to end the episode on. I just need to get that done. So let's just dump in a few things. First of all, yeah, I'm not going to worry. Well, I'll take that with me just in case there's anything weird on the other side. But I'm going to dump in most of this stuff. I'll take the obsidian back out. I want to make sure all my overflow chest is here. That can go away. Wooden products. Overflow chest. Okay, so all this stuff can probably stay with me. I will take the diamond pickaxe. Maybe? Yeah, and let's just dump the rest. Iron wand. A few torches. Nothing much else I can actually take with me that's any use. So that's fine. We do actually need a flint and steel. Flint. And hopefully that is just iron and... yeah, it is the usual recipe. So flint, of course, we can make with gravel. And gravel... whoops. Gravel we can make with a combiner with silicon dioxide. You know the thing that I just used a lot of? Well, thankfully, we can get it via another slightly different method. So there we get 3 gravel. There's the flint, and then we just need 1 piece of iron. I've got 2, so that will do for that. So there we go, 1 piece of flint, 1 iron, and we have some flint and steel. So... why don't we, first of all, we've got the home set, so that's fine. And now we should go and pick a spot for another portal. All right, this will do. I'm a few levels down. You can see there's the top. Our farm's on that level. And we're about this far down, just so that I don't hear it more than anything else while it's actually going. So that can go in the typical kind of portal layout, I think. And start. So there we have that. And we have everything we need. Okay, seems to be the typical sort of nether setup around here, and a fairly clean area where we actually spawned. Let me just turn off the F7 mode, and it sounds like there's a ghast around, so yeah, I don't see any kind of stronghold or anything like that around nearby. Those are not aggro, which is good. Will they actually aggro if I just break some of this cobalt ore? Oh, in fact, no, I can't break it, even with diamond. That's annoying. So yeah, we've got glowstone, we've got ardite up there, so yeah, we've got plenty of stuff to actually do. However, how about nether quartz ore? I'm going to need just to stand on a couple of pieces of antimatter. Hopefully they're not going to be objecting to that. They aren't, so I will gather a few pieces in nether quartz ore, or rather the nether quartz, and head back for the end of the episode. Okay, we will grab that reward. We get a choice of 2 different things, refined storage or AE. I'm going to go for AE. This pack, refined storage works up to a point, then you get quite laggy later on, and AE tends to have a bit more flexibility. At least for me, you can choose either one because you get both options in the pack. So I guess you could even have them both running at the same time, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. And then we have... gathering souls, dig up a stack of soul sand. So obviously that's going to need to be in the nether, but that's a dead end quest. Well, in fact, no, not dead end. It is actually taking us towards nether wart. Okay, so it's clearly going to need us to go and find a stronghold over there. And yeah, we need 64 soul sand. Oh, we need zombie pigmen loot, so we need to kill 16 zombie pigmen. Of course, they're going to be quite, well, they're going to object to that. And we get loot crates and rotten flesh from them. Loot crates more importantly than anything else. Because we're going to want that to have a sustainable source for antimatter. And then scoop up some lava with a lava bucket, and we get some netherrack from it. Then that gets us into green antimatter and tellurium. Cobblestone generator is quite important for us to get from that point onwards, but we need both of these lines to do that. So we need to go and kill zombie pigmen before we get there. And that leads to a bunch of other quests, including the hang glider at some point. Yeah, hang glider, which will be useful for getting around the nether. You can nerd pole up and then just fly around with the hang glider, etc. But plenty of the quests. We're about just under halfway through chapter 2 in the second episode. Again, quite nice on progress. And the quests don't seem to be that hard so far, other than my worrying about the lack of antimatter available, especially in this particular variant of the pack. Again, if you are a first timer, you can choose the other option, which gives you a flat world dimension to start with, and you won't have any shortages. So that is up to you entirely. So yeah, well, once we have some guaranteed automatic basically power, we can then go as far as actually setting up AE2. I haven't really set it up as yet, but we can do that fairly soon. In fact, what we want to also craft at some point is another set of the chemical dissolvers. We're probably going to want to have these set to particular recipes, but we can't right now because it requires stuff like steel, and that's going to need casting and all kinds of other bits and pieces, and magma block. Well, we can get magma block by evaporating lava, I guess. That's one way of doing it. But yeah, we're going to be short on some of this other stuff as well. So plenty of other stuff to be getting on with. Hope you will join me for that. So this has been the end of episode 2 of Antimatter Chemistry. And we'll see you next time. As always, guys, if you want to give it a thumbs up, feel free to in the comments down below. Basically give tips and tricks for other people. And feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time.